Imagine the President of the United States suggesting that Canada should become the 51st state, on live TV, in the Oval Office, standing beside Canada's Prime Minister. Sounds like satire, right? But in 2025, that's exactly what happened, and the fallout has shaken both sides of the border. This isn't just a diplomatic gaffe, it's the latest flashpoint in a deteriorating relationship between two allies, and it's happening at a time when the stakes couldn't be higher. From aggressive tariffs to a game-changing nuclear energy strategy, this isn't just about headlines. It's about power, sovereignty, and a shifting balance in North American leadership. So how did we get here, and what happens next? President Donald Trump and Canadian Prime Minister MarkCarney's meeting was supposed to be a cautious attempt to stabilize Canada-US relations. Instead, it turned into one of the most unforgettable political spectacles of the year. During their joint appearance at the White House, Trump joked, but with a tone that didn't sound entirely unserious, that Canada would make a great 51st state. "We've got the land, the resources, the people. It just makes sense," he said, grinning for the cameras. But the room chilled as Prime Minister Carney answered, "There are some properties that are simply not for sale. Just like the White House. Or Buckingham Palace. Canada is not on the market. Not now, not ever." Trump responded with a smug, "Never say never." Carney fired back with a curt, final never. Never. Within minutes, social media erupted. Hashtags like #CanadaNotForSale and #51ST State debacle shot to the top of trending charts. Late-night comedians seized the moment, but underneath the laughter, a far more serious undercurrent began to emerge. Because the statehood joke, as absurd as it may seem, wasn't an isolated moment, it was emblematic of the growing tension in the Canada-US relationship. And it's not just rhetorical. Behind the theatrical sparring, real policy disputes are driving a wedge between the two countries. The most immediate trigger: a sweeping 10% blanket tariff President Trump imposed on all imported goods, targeting critical sectors like Canadian steel, aluminum, and dairy. Asked whether Carney's visit had changed his mind on the tariffs, Trump offered a cold no. Carney, however, didn't let it slide. "These are not protective tariffs, they are punitive," he said. "They hurt workers, they hurt supply chains, and they damage the trust between allies." Despite the sharp tone, both sides tried to avoid a complete rupture. Trump offered a backhanded compliment, calling Carney very talented, very capable, and tougher than I thought. Carney responded with characteristic diplomacy, acknowledging Trump as a transformational, albeit controversial, figure. Still, the diplomatic guardrails seemed shaky at best. But here's where the plot thickens. Beneath the political theatrics and economic aggression, Canada is making moves that could change the future of North American energy, and perhaps its global standing. While Trump focuses on tariffs and dominance, Canada is investing in independence, innovation, and strategic self-reliance. How? Through a revolutionary $20.9 billion energy infrastructure initiative, the Darlington Small Modular Reactor Project. It's the first of its kind in a G7 country, and it could be a geopolitical game-changer. The project, launched by Ontario Power Generation with backing from GE Hitachi, aims to construct 4 small modular nuclear reactors, or SMRs, at the Darlington site in Ontario. The first unit, approved by Canada's nuclear safety regulator in April 2025, will produce 300 megawatts of clean electricity, enough to power 300,000 homes. When all 4 units are complete, the total capacity will hit 1,200 megawatts. That's more than 1 million households powered by low-carbon nuclear energy. But this isn't just about electrons and kilowatts. The Darlington SMR project signals Canada's ambition to lead a new energy revolution. With $6.1 billion in construction for the first reactor alone, plus another $1.6 billion in shared infrastructure, the build is expected to generate 18,000 construction jobs and support over 3,700 permanent positions during its 65-year lifespan. More than 80% of the contracts are going to Ontario-based companies, ensuring the economic benefits stay close to home. And that's not all. Canada plans to export this technology to the world. So what exactly are small modular reactors? Think of them as the nuclear version of plug-and-play energy. Unlike massive traditional nuclear plants that take over a decade to build and cost tens of billions, SMRs are factory-made, shipped in parts, and assembled on-site, cutting cost, risk, and time dramatically. They also have passive safety systems, requiring no human intervention in emergencies, and they can be built underground, increasing security and reducing land use. With a 300 megawatt output per reactor, they are flexible, scalable, and ideal for regional or remote deployment. This is where Canada's strategy takes a bold turn. By building SMRs, Canada isn't just solving a domestic energy challenge, it's positioning itself as a global supplier of clean nuclear technology. Already, over 80 Ontario companies are contributing to the supply chain, and GE Hitachi has committed to expanding its operations in the province. That's job creation, technological leadership, and energy independence all rolled into one. And this move could have far-reaching implications in the context of U.S.-Canada trade tensions. While not officially framed as a response to Trump's protectionist agenda, the SMR initiative clearly strengthens Canada's strategic autonomy. In a world where clean energy is becoming a geopolitical currency, on par with semiconductors or critical minerals, nuclear power is no longer just about climate goals. It's a question of leverage. With the U.S. Inflation Reduction Act subsidizing American clean energy firms and restricting foreign competition, Canadian industries have found themselves squeezed. But by accelerating SMR development, Canada isn't just surviving, it's setting the rules. It's developing intellectual property, refining manufacturing processes, and creating exportable expertise. If the Darlington project succeeds, Canada won't just be a clean energy consumer, it'll be a clean energy exporter. So while Trump rattles the cage with tariffs and insults, Canada is building a future where it doesn't need to ask for access or approval. It's laying the groundwork for a decentralized, low-carbon energy network, one that includes Indigenous communities in equity partnerships and provides a national model for inclusive infrastructure. That's not just energy strategy. That's nation building. But what about the rest of the world? How do Canada's SMRs stack up on the global stage? Let's look at the competition. Russia already has a floating SMR powering remote Arctic towns. China's Linglong 1 is the world's first land-based commercial SMR and is expected to power major urban centres. The UK is backing Rolls-Royce to produce SMRs for industrial zones. The US has NU-scale, but cost and deployment delays have slowed momentum. What makes Canada unique is its regulatory credibility, political stability, and collaborative approach. Its Nuclear Safety Commission is among the most respected in the world. Its domestic supply chain is strong. And with provinces like Alberta, Saskatchewan, and New Brunswick lined up to deploy SMRs, Canada is creating a decentralized nuclear network that could become a global template. More importantly, Canada's inclusion of Indigenous communities in ownership and development sets a new precedent in energy justice, one that the rest of the world is watching closely. Instead of treating Indigenous lands as sites of extraction, the Darlington model offers a framework for partnership and shared prosperity. So, in the aftermath of the Trump-Carney viral showdown, the world's attention may have been captured by sound bites and sarcasm, but the real story is unfolding quietly in Ontario's nuclear corridor. While the US president dreams of annexing allies, Canada is busy redefining energy sovereignty, economic resilience, and global leadership. And if you're still wondering why this matters, consider this: in an era defined by climate crisis, geopolitical volatility, and economic uncertainty, the nations that control clean, reliable, and exportable energy will shape the future. The Trump-Carney encounter may have ended with a MIC drop, but the SMR initiative could be the next chapter in Canada's rise as a strategic superpower in the energy world. So the next time someone jokes about Canada being the 51st state, remember, Canada's already thinking 5 steps ahead. It's not looking to be absorbed. It's looking to lead. If this video sparked questions, outrage, or inspiration, drop a comment below. We want to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our deep dives into the politics, economics, and global implications of energy and diplomacy in 2025. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.